It is Monday, and it's time to ask Big Daddy about real estate. Big Daddy Bryan Garrity joins us here this morning from the Garrity Group. It's good to see you, my friend.
You as always.
Real estate is starting to move here in town. I mean, I'm seeing positive attitudes from folks. And,
I know, that part's nice.
Yeah, and folks are not complaining, so much about the market now, and they're thinking about moving around. But we want to talk today about folks that are thinking about getting a smaller home.
We have a trend.
Right.
You always hear about the first-time home buyer, the people that are going to move up.
Sure.
We talk about that all the time.
All the time we talk to those
That's the fun
folks.
stuff. But there's a really great population, especially with baby boomers coming up in age. Hate saying it, but I'm right on the tail there myself.
Thanks for not looking at me when you said it.
So I'm right on the tail myself. But so you've got a big population. The families have been raised. They're in a big house. Too much house usually for mom and dad, let's say, and what they're appropriate for is a move down. And so many people are focused on working with people and moving up that this part of the population, I think, is really overlooked.
And underserved, perhaps.
And very much underserved. Yeah. So you're going to find them to be more conservative, generally speaking. I know that's stereotyping, but just let's talk about the general nature of the people you're going to find. And they need a little bit more hand-holding, and the market is so drastically different than when most of these people have bought and sold
that's
their
a
home.
Really good point.
I mean, there's a whole education process that's involved.
And we find this, when we deal with our parents in particular, when they'll have certain goals and have certain understandings about things, and they'll tell you what they are, and you'll say, I think maybe you're a little bit out of touch. And that's a very difficult thing to say without sounding disrespectful.
Right. And that's why we like to build a team around us, especially somebody that has substantial equity. Okay, now you're looking at this is probably going to be your last move, probably.
Right.
And you're going to sell this house. You have substantial equity. What the first inclination for those folks is going to be is to just throw all the money that they have into the house they're selling into the new house. And for some people that may be a good idea, but we always suggest, like, have you talked to a financial planner? Have you talked to a tax professional? How can you how can you take your money and kind of just put in some different arenas? You don't have to put everything in the new house.
This is one of the things that you specialize in, is this team building idea.
Right.
You have a background in finance, you have a background in law,
correct,
but you're not a lawyer, and you're not a financial planner, and you don't give people that advice.
No.
You direct them to your team member that does provide that advice.
Correct.
Okay,
and we have like a couple in each category so that we can pick the people that work best.
Now, you've got some ideas here about planning, and you say putting your equity to work. We kind of talked about that. Things about like a one-story home, though.
Well, and that's hard to find in San Diego. So those are premium houses. But as we age, we have to be thinking about accessibility, capabilities. And if that's going to be your last house, and you're going to go into your 70s or 80s, having a one-story house is going to matter.
You may not want to be going up and down the stairs, or it may not be safe at some point for you to go up and down the stairs.
There's just a myriad of things that could happen. So you can try and find a one-story home. These folks you want to take really good care of, because a lot of them are very conservative, as I said, and they're not used to this real estate market. You got to kind of re-educate and make sure that they're being taken care of, so that what they're paying per month, they're going to be able to afford throughout retirement.
And you talk about maybe a rent back, because there's going to be cases where, okay, you've convinced me, and people are going to call you right now, and they're going to say, okay, let's talk about this idea of downsizing. But they don't know where they want to live yet.
Correct.
And it's going to take them a while to find. Now, their home may be snapped up. And you looked right like from your mouth to God's ears. Yeah, exactly.
Price it right.
And so if you do everything right, this home may sell that fast, but they may not be quite ready to move. They may not know where they want to go yet. They may not have found that perfect house yet.
So one thing you can do strategically is the person that's buying your house, say, okay, we're going to sell our house, you're the buyer, you finish the contract, the sale, and you do what's called a rent back. So it'll give that seller an extra couple months. Maybe they just need it, period. But like right now is a good time to put your house on the market. So if you want to take advantage of the increasing values of the shorter than usual inventory, jump on, get yourself situated for retirement. But I want to make sure they have a plan. I'm all about the plan.
Yeah, all about the plan. And I mean, you leading the team is I just can't think of a better combination. I mean, I love the way you put the team together and make sure that people get all their needs taken care of, and you're not just thinking about a quick sale on the home. It's taking care of the person, taking care of the client. That's why when I run into you places, you might have a little gathering or get-together. It's people that you've worked with quite frequently that have become personal friends because you work so closely with them.
We do.
All right, well, the Garrity Group, there's the information on your screen right there, and also you've got that radio show.
Wednesdays, 1 o'clock, ESPN 1700.
1 o'clock, ESPN 1700, Wednesdays, and it's not just about real estate, folks. It's all kinds of stuff. It's a lifestyle show.
Right.
So check out Bryan Garrity on the radio.
That's right.
Very good.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, as always.
Yep.
Talk to you soon.